All right, y'all. Today we're cooking up a steak that's about to change your life. When I tell you juicy, flavorful, and restaurant quality right at home, it doesn't get any better than that. And best of all, I'm gonna show you how to do this in 5 simple steps so you can nail the perfect steak every single time you make one. Now for step 1, we're gonna let the steak come up to room temperature. This step is huge and probably one of the most important steps throughout this entire video. What this does is it allows your steak to cook more evenly and keeps it tender and juicy. Come on, who doesn't want a tender, juicy steak? Now, after about 30 minutes, our steak is at room temperature, and that's gonna lead us right to our second step. And we're just gonna pat our steak dry to get rid of all that moisture so we can have a crazy crust when it's time to sear our steak. Now our steak is completely dry. We're gonna season our steak generously with salt and pepper. Don't be scared because you're gonna lose 30% of the seasonings as you cook your steak in the pan. Now it's time for my favorite part of this whole cooking process, and that is searing the steak. Once your pan is hot, add about a tablespoon of olive oil and just lay that steak in there and just listen to that sizzle. Please don't touch your steak. Let it do its thing and develop that crust that we're looking for. I used a little weight to press the steak down just to make sure I'm getting that nice even sear across my entire steak, and just look at that beauty. Now I know you see that right there. That is golden brown deliciousness. All right, so generally the rule of thumb of cooking a steak is about 2 to 3 minutes per side, depending on the thickness of your steak. Now today I'm working with a pretty thick ribeye steak. And for me personally, I like to eat my ribeyes at a medium temperature. If you're watching this and want your steak to be mid-rare, just sear it 2 minutes on each side before we start butter basting our steak. And all butter basting is adding a couple knobs of butter into your pan with some aromatics like some garlic, thyme, and fresh rosemary. And you're just gonna give your steak a nice butter bath. You're gonna reincorporate all those juices back into your steak. Now this is where that extra flavor comes in. This step is completely optional, but it's highly recommended. Now, after basting your steak, you wanna remove your steak from the pan and set it to the side. And we're just gonna pour all those juices all over our steak, and we're gonna let it rest. We do not wanna cut our steak while it's piping hot, so we're gonna let it rest for about 10 minutes. Let the temperature come down, and I promise you, you'll be left with the most perfect, juicy, succulent steak you've ever made. All right, y'all, see y'all in the next one.